Festivals of urgent reinventions. What a name. My name is Nichols. I am the founder and creative director of an agency, creative agency and production company called Palette Group, based in Brooklyn. Last year, we co-founded a platform called Allyship Action after the murder of George Floyd. And, the birth of this platform didn't start with the murder of George Floyd. It really began with, honestly, my lived experience in this world and in this industry, in the advertising industry specifically. I was born, from a black woman who did not have the opportunity to truly understand herself and her identity. And that broke her because, she came to America from a country where there were challenges, from Jamaica, and she had challenges here in America. And when I was born, she was put into a psych ward, and I was put into foster care. And I was reunited with her at a very young age, and from there, you could tell it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for her, grappling with her identity and her relationship with this child that she never had a chance to really hold when she gave birth to him, and then me, this child that had no idea that, this mother could love me in a way that mothers could love. And I share this with you because what happened when George Floyd was murdered was the sense of finally awakening to the black experience. And my lived experience is just one of many that gets called to action every day, whether we like it or not. We have to serve and show up and be greater and faster and better than any of our peers that are non-black, just because of how this world and systemic oppression has existed and perpetuated through centuries. And so, the idea of urgent reinvention is so important to you as individuals, to, you as people who work within corporate structures, and what we did at Allyship in Action last year, it was called people to wake up and see their corporations and see how they can function in a way that didn't wait for their corporation to make a DE&I manifesto. It allowed them to see how their identity and their role could play a huge part in designing a safer place for people of color and black people. Because my journey as an agency owner operator started in a warehouse. I slept on a mattress in a warehouse when I was 22 years old and got my first contract with Hyundai on a multi-million-dollar campaign. That's how I entered the advertising industry. And when I hear some of my peers, entries into, their first internship, or their friend hooking them up with a job, and there's this level of access and level of privilege that allowed them to get to a point in their career where they don't have college debt. Meanwhile, I am still drowning in college debt, but still has the very fortune, the privilege to work with brands like Foot Locker, to work with brands like, Google, to work with brands, that are Fortune 100, Fortune 500, whether it's through Palette Group or through Allyship in Action. We've sort of built a platform. We finally have that access, but just realize that my ground zero was on a mattress where no one was supporting me. Nothing was supporting me through my first week and months in this industry. To this day, it's all of the sweat equity of what we've built ourselves with our hands and with our time and with our grit. And when we call people to the Allyship in Action Forum, like you are being called here at the Urgent Reinventions Festival, you have a role. You have a very distinct opportunity to take action in these specific challenges, and these challenges that you all have aligned on the core values of, that I have a capacity to contribute in a way that is meaningful, that does not alienate, that gives purpose, not just for the sense of getting purpose and checking off a box and feeling performative and trying to feel validated, but creates a better world not just for you, but for your peers that you want to see just thrive and be great, and see the next generation just thrive and be great. That's your opportunity here at the festival, is to really look at yourself and recalibrate how to reinvent your own identity to better understand how you can play a role in these urgent reinventions. So I just want to say thank you for being a part of the festival. Thank you for showing up for you, and thank you, for building something that isn't about you, by building a bridge to the privilege that you've created to allow other people to access the luck that you've been able to garner and live in a sense of power. And so I hope that all the things you make over the next couple hours and days allow for a better world, not just for people like me, but everybody that has had a story like mine. And just know that time either promotes you or exposes you. And so you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to make your time worth not only your while, many, many other people's whiles. And so with that, again, my name is Nate Nichols, co-founder, creative director of Palette Group, co-founder of Allyship Action, and good luck with your urgent reinventions.